I was familiar with the book, and I think I read it in about 24 hours. That was the beginning of wanting to be part of the project.
It's very redemptive, it's very powerful, it's very moving.
It was just an overwhelming connection to that little boy and a belief that I understood how to bring this to the screen and the challenges that the book presented. Action. It just all came together as a thing which I felt massively drawn to.
The big rock candy mountain.
I did something rather odd. When I'd sold the novel to the publishers, even before it was published, I went ahead and started a screenplay because I just knew this, of all my books, could make a good film. Lots of offers came in and they were never the right people.
Lenny and I were looking for material to work on together, and we were kind of scouring the best novels, and Room kept popping up.
I read it in one sitting, really, 1 or 2 sittings, and I was immediately aware that I wanted to make it as a film. So I wrote Emma this long letter saying, this is what I feel about your book and this is what I would like to do with it.
I just felt he completely understood the book and everything that I meant to put in it. So I knew that the book would be safe in his hands and that he'd make a great film of it.
Just TV.
You're getting it.
Room is such a kind of perspective-driven novel. And so a lot of my challenges were around how to preserve the boy's point of view without turning this into some sort of piece of magic realism.
A world like this, see, and we're on the inside, and Mouse is on the outside.
In outer space?
No, in the world. It's much closer than outer space.
Both of us had to be protective of the novel in the right way, of its essence and its truthfulness and its beauty.
It's my first film of any of my books, and it's the first screenplay of mine that's actually making it to the screen. So the magic of seeing things I just imagined brought to life, it's just such a thrill.
Wow.
I was very involved in the casting process, and Lenny always had a really strong idea for Ma. He wanted somebody who was wonderfully ordinary and warm, and somebody who would have lived just a very ordinary life if she hadn't been kidnapped.
It became clear very quickly that Brie was the obvious choice to play that part.
You have to understand. We can't keep living like this. You need to help me.
We're just incredibly impressed by what we saw of her. We saw a short-term 12. She's magnificent in that film. And Lenny met her, and she just blew us away.
When she steps out in front of the camera, what you get is raw and real.
What you see on TV, those are pictures of real things, of real people. It's real stuff. That's real oceans, real trees, real cats, dogs.
No way! Where would they all fit?
They just do. They just fit. They just fit out in the world.
When I was writing the book, I never visually pictured Ma and Jack. I just had a really strong sense of their characters. But I think Brie is absolutely perfect for it.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm supposed to be happy. Usually, as I get into any character, I just like to sort of parallel wherever it is that they're at lightly. I spent a month at home, no car, no phone signal, and just was on a very restrictive diet. It took me many months to be able to fully stomach it. It's really difficult. It's really hard to see these sides of the world that I don't really want to see.
When Jack came along, was it different for you then?
When Jack came, everything was different. He was so beautiful. And I just knew that I had to keep him safe.
We spent a long time looking for our Jack, and Jacob Tremblay stood out from early taped readings that I got sent. That's lovely that he's like that watching you. I would do exactly that, Jake. Jake is very unique, I think, and really quite amazing.
Good morning, lamp. Good morning, plant. Good morning, egg snake. My character is a little boy that was born in a room. He lived in a room until he was 5. And one day his mom wanted to put him out of the room, but he didn't want to. But when he's out of the room, he's very shy and he's very scared of everything. Like this. we're not exactly like that.
We've been extremely lucky with Jacob. He's 8 years old, playing 5, but he's also an experienced actor. He's done this before, so he's not coming to it for the first time.
Sometimes these pins stab me.
I know.
But
try not to.
I deal with it.
He's incredibly bright and great concentration, but he's still a kid. He's still a boy. He's still full of life and fun and mischief.
Here, on 3, 1, 2, 3, okay.
Don't make a funny face.
His mom said, "Do you have any questions for Bree?" And he was like, "Yeah, I have 2 actually. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite animal? And and do you like Star Wars?" There was 3 questions. And that was the beginning of it.
You're full of it. I don't like it one bit.
Bree helps me get in soft mode. Soft mode. When I need to be serious, he helps me be serious. All people are nice people because they help me be serious.
It's a funny process because, you know, there are many fine actors out there, and in a way I think I'd already been imagining the film with Bree and Jake for quite a while before I sort of officially cast them.
That's us.
Once we had Bree and we had Jacob, we started thinking about what actress could play her mother. Joan presented herself as an idea very, very early on. We were both huge fans of what she'd done in the past, and luckily she responded to the material and agreed to join us.
I really love that this explores not only what happened to Ma and Jack, but also to an entire family.
Sorry, we just couldn't wait any longer.
That's okay.
It has a lot of collateral damage, and I really appreciate that that's being shown. You're impossible to talk to right now.
Well, sorry.
Well, no, you're not sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sorry. You have no idea what's going on in my head.
Yeah, well, try me. I have asked you.
And then what? Then every time you look at me, that's all that you see?
When I look at you, Joy, I will see my daughter.
Joan and I spent quite a lot of time just talking. We discussed a lot of the sort of mother-daughter dynamic, which is such a fascinating and complicated subject.
Do you think that you were the only one whose life was destroyed?
Actually, that's exactly what I think.
No one's prepared to deal with it.
I think I'll turn in.
Is there something wrong?
Even though the role of Jack's grandfather, Ma's father, is relatively small, we always knew it would be a crucially important one, and to get William H. Macy for it, you know, his face alone will communicate so much about the pain that this man has been through and why he's ended up reacting quite badly to Jack.
Look at him. Dad?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't.
Robert, Joy,
Put your spoon down. Let's go.
Hey, Joy.
We're going to bed.
No, Joy, don't, Joy. Robert.
And cut. Good, well done. We'll go one more straight away.
Lenny, he's the best person, I think, to go on a journey like this with, because you don't want to go too far or too dark. It's my job to, like, swim down to the, darkest, deepest parts of the ocean. It's his job to sort of pull me back up. And his way of doing that, amongst just being incredibly sensitive and sweet, is humor.
He's a good director. He helps me turn into the character, into Jack.
You want to do it, but you're scared, so don't open your eyes fully.
Just like the book, Room is a film in 2 halves, and I'm so glad that Lenny was brave enough to stick to that.
I've been so involved in the making of it, my own thinking about it, and then conversations with Emma. It feels to me like the spirit of the book is still alive and well in the film.
Some readers were left longing for more at the end of the book. They often write to me asking, can I write it again as Ma's story? The film is bringing Ma's reality to life so beautifully that I think it answers, in a way, a lot of those questions.
You think this will work? Can my strong be her strong too?
Oh, of course it can.
I just like stories of prevailing over odds that are really tough. Hopefully what people will ultimately take away is, you know, there is hope.
I love you, Grandma.
I love you too, Jack.
I think the film is redemptive and life-affirming. It's very emotional.
Ma, come back.
I can't. can't just yet.
Come back now.
I'll be there soon. I just have to be here just a little while longer.
I pick for both of us.
Soon, Jack. Jack?
What it shows is that people can both survive and continue to thrive even after very traumatic things happen to them.
It's challenging and in many ways horrifying. But I think what's really impressive about the film is the power of the bond between these two amazing characters and how, in a way, they rescue each other and find a way of facing their future together.
You saved me. Again.
The comfort of actually seeing Ma and Jack in the world just adds a whole new level of realism to it and allows them to not just remember, but actually picture Ma and Jack together.
Can we go back to room?
Jack.
Just for a visit.
I've learned a lot about myself through this. I've learned a lot about the strength in women and the power that we hold and how ferocious the love of a mother is. And these are all things that I won't ever forget.
Must say bye-bye to room.